I sincerely hope you're all okay. I hope you're able to go back home and get back to your regularly scheduled lives as soon as possible. And for those looking for a way to help, I have suggestions for you at the end of this video. But I wanted to talk about something else. After the hurricane hit, I saw a number of tweets and Facebook posts that say the same things we tend to hear after every natural disaster. Thank God we survived. God spared our house. God made sure our roads were safe. In one case, I saw a picture of a Virgin Mary statue that was still standing in the middle of destruction, as if God was sending a message that he loves us. And I understand.
God said in Exodus 20 that we shouldn't make images, graven images or statues. So why would that be a sign? Okay. Obviously, he doesn't know the Bible, right? So what right does someone have to comment on things about God or things about the Bible that they know nothing about, right? So
And the desire for comfort in the middle of a tragedy. So it's not like I'm going to start fights with these people online. I mean, now is not the time for that. But I always want to ask them, what about the damage? The same God who supposedly spared you killed other people.
First of all, it already seems like this video is not very sincere. It kind of seems like he woke up last week and saw the disaster, saw that there's the news about the disaster, and kind of took the opportunity to say, oh, wait a minute, there's a disaster. Now is my chance to blame God. You know what I mean? It kind of seems, I'm not saying that it's that way, but it kind of seems that way. You know what I mean? Like, it's as if he took this opportunity, golden opportunity, as a chance to blame God or to talk negative about God. That's what it seems like he's doing here. It doesn't seem very genuine. It doesn't seem like his care for other people is very genuine.
Does that not matter? Now, what about all the debris around the Virgin Mary statue? I know you think God works in mysterious ways, but you don't send a love letter to someone whose life you just ruined. The God who didn't destroy your house left billions of dollars of destruction in the hurricane's wake. Were all those people affected by it sinners who deserved it? I mean, this was Texas. You can't walk 3 steps without running into a devout Christian, even in Austin. And if God really wanted to help, couldn't he have just blown the hurricane on a different course so it didn't hit land? What sort of God sits back, watches all this, and does nothing? Even if God existed, that's not a God worthy of respect. If I saw a bully walking up to my daughter on the playground, I'm not just gonna sit there and wait for him to throw a punch before I intervene. And when I do intervene, I'm not just gonna draw my name in the sand. Calling these coincidences a miracle is ridiculous. That's like pointing to the sole survivor of a plane crash and saying, God was looking out for her, even though the same God just made everyone else die a horrible death.
Alright, I'm going to stop this video really soon. I'm probably not even going to finish watching it because I'm cringing right now. This guy doesn't know anything about God really, and he's blaming God for the disasters. First of all, when God sends disasters or when God sends calamity, there's always a warning. The flood. God sent Noah to preach to people, telling them, look, this is what's going to happen. God sent a warning. So it was really up to the people to either believe God or not. If you guys remember that one time, I think it's in Leviticus or Numbers. I'm not sure which one it was, but I think it was Numbers 16 or Numbers 28 or something like that. God gave them a set of instructions and they did not follow it. And there was a big earthquake that swallowed them up. Those who did not obey God. Sodom and Gomorrah. They did not obey God. When Jesus was talking to Abraham, Abraham said, look, if there's 50 people there that are righteous, Jesus said, yeah, of course. If there was 10 people righteous there, I would spare them. But there wasn't anybody there that was righteous except for Lot and his family, excluding his wife. And so Jesus sent the 2 angels to go get Lot and his wife and his family to save them from the disaster. King Ahab, remember what Elijah said to King Ahab? It was, these disasters came upon you because you did not obey God. You did not obey the commandments of God. Elijah even warned King Ahab. He said there won't be no dew or rain for 3.5 years. There was a warning. And it was all because King Ahab did not follow the instructions of God. Now, if you look at the story of Job, Job was an innocent man. And the disasters that came upon him was not from God. It was from the devil. When God knows that there's a disaster that's going to happen, there's always a warning. But there's also the devil who causes disaster. Just take a look at the story of Job. So if you're an atheist and you don't understand, please read the Bible first before you blame anybody.
How many people in Texas have to suffer until people stop thanking God that their community wasn't as flooded as the one a couple miles over? You know what I saw in the news? I saw people helping other people. I saw news anchors finding help for people trapped in their vehicles, and people taking boats to rescue as many strangers as they could. It was truly beautiful and amazing, and it shows you that it's up to us to take care of each other.
He has a point there. It is up to us to take care of each other. Actually, Jesus was the one that told us to do that. He said, love your neighbors. He said, take care of the poor. Take care of the ones who are unfortunate. He says to his disciples, I want them to know you for your love. I want them to recognize and notice who you are, that you are a follower of God because you love each other. This was a command from Jesus Christ himself, to love each other here on earth and to show people that this is how they can know who God truly is and God's character truly is when we show the examples of Christ himself. When we show the character of Christ by helping other people who are unfortunate and loving our neighbor, that's actually a picture of God. John 15 verse 13, greater love hath no man than this, that a man would lay down his life for his friends. This is a picture of God, that people would lay down their lives, risk their lives to save other people. So we have a responsibility here to show God's character of self-sacrificing love.
We can't wait around for a higher power to step in. So if you see someone thanking God in the middle of this disaster, or any disaster in the future, first of all, don't be a and start a religious fight with people who have other priorities right now. You wouldn't do that in the funeral home when a pastor brings up heaven. There's a time and a place. But I want you to think about what that means.
There's a time and a place. Like right now when the natural disaster happens, you saw it as a chance to blame God. I don't even see this guy as a genuine, like he genuinely cares about these things anyway. I feel like he's only doing this video, and I wasn't gonna do a video about the disaster anyway, because people have been asking me about Pastor Joel Osteen. I wasn't gonna speak on it, because I don't really know what the situation is. But people like this, it kind of is not. This is not a sincere video, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. Maybe it is a sincere video, but I feel like he just took the chance. He just took this natural disaster. He doesn't care about the disaster anyway. He took that as a chance to blame God and to make a YouTube video about it so that he can make 13,000 views. That's really all. That's what I see here. I've been watching this guy for a long time, even before I was a Christian, because I was leaning towards atheism before I was actually baptized. So I was watching this guy for a long time, and he does pose a lot of legit questions. But seriously, as a person who's an atheist like this guy, for him to not believe in God, he has about, I think, like more than 400 videos on YouTube. He's been doing this for more than 4 years, I think, probably like more than 5 years, I believe. And for an atheist, he sure likes to revolve his life around God. Whether it's proving God or disproving God, you're still revolving your life around God. He says a lot of things that does kind of make sense, but there are a lot of things that he says that are very twisted because he doesn't do his research. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't do his research when he poses these questions. If he only does his research, his questions would be answered by the Bible. The Bible would answer all of his questions if he only does his research. But the thing is, he doesn't really thoroughly does his research. He reads a couple things in the Bible and then he makes his assumptions. And that's not, I mean, no offense to this guy, but that's not a very intelligent way to study anything and to present, to make a presentation about anything. That's not a very intelligent way to do that. You get what I'm saying?
The same God religious people thank in a tragedy is the same God they believe caused that tragedy.
Okay, see what I mean? You see what I mean? The same God did not cause the tragedy. There are only certain, in the Bible, if you really truly read the Bible, there are certain things that God does. There are some tragedies that he causes, like with Israel. He said, if you don't keep my commandments, I will send the Babylonians to take you and capture you and this and that. But that's because he takes his hand of protection away from Israel, and then the Babylonians came, took them away. Why did that happen? Because Israel was very, very stubborn. They did not want to keep God's commands. They were in a marriage relationship. God said, look, if you are faithful to me, I'll be faithful to you. I will put my protection over you. If you are not faithful to me, I'm going to remove my hand of protection, and these people will come. That was a warning. So the tragedy that comes, the disasters that come, God always warns about. And this guy don't know about that because he does not read the Bible. He just assumes things. So I'm going to stop this video right here because it's very, very cringeworthy. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about, man. I don't know what else to say because it's kind of disgusting that someone like this guy would take this tragedy that happened in Houston and then make a video about it to get views first and foremost, and then to blame God for it, when really God is not to blame. So those who are affected with the disaster, keep praying. Keep praying for those people. Don't be like this guy and blame God for it, because really it's not God's fault. There is an enemy. We do have an enemy. And we'll talk more about this probably tomorrow or something like that, because I have a lot of things to say. Especially because this guy doesn't know what he's talking. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But anyway, just keep praying for Houston. Pray for Joel Osteen. Some people are like attacking him for some reason, probably because he didn't. Yeah, I don't know what the situation is. But either way, I mean, there are some things that I don't agree with him about, like when he preaches and things like that. But just pray for the guy. You know what I mean? Pray for those people in Houston. And that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please share this video with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your relatives, anyone whom you know would be blessed by this video. Anyone who you know has this type of view of God. And if you guys are new to this channel and want more Christian content, please don't forget to subscribe and make sure you guys hit that bell. And if you guys want to support this online video ministry and want to keep this ministry afloat, please pray for this online video ministry and donate at schoolforprophets.tv. We will love you too, baby. And we will take the donation money and advertise these videos so that we can spread the gospel. Thank you guys again. Praise God always, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.